wait for those.
You know, you're going to have results that I think are really tight.
Wait for. Look at this.
You're going to have to wait for the 8s because we've got the Junior 4. Now, this was
super competitive event.
A very heavily subscribed event. We went through heats. We went through semis. Now's the time for the finals.
And reps.
We've got Blair in lane 3, Baylor in lane 4, St. Ignatius Chicago over in 2, Haverford in 1, University in 5, Edgewater in 6. These are names that are associated with speed.
100%. I do believe Ignatius Chicago won this event last year.
Well, that's it. Starts right at 1, starts in 1 minute now until the beginning of this final for the boys junior Coxed 4. And they're off. Started right at the stroke of 1. Trying to get them going where the boats are lined up. And a pretty clean start from all 4 crews.
Yeah, real punchy from Edgewater.
Yeah. They're trying to get out there as they can.
Right.
Baylor out to an early lead there. Look at those high strokes there. So clean. I mean, you could see the wind battling against these blades there. But Baylor's just inching out.
You know, I mean, if you can get it, if you can be clean through these first 200, 250, you know, that might be the situation whereby you create that length that somebody else doesn't get back, you know?
Yeah, and you see now here the crew's settling in.
Yep.
And Baylor settling into a pretty good
Chicago
rhythm.
Having a little bit of a bobble there, trying to get the rhythm back. Haverford's pulled out to 2nd place, rowing cleanly in lane 1. But Blair, that's a powerhouse program here in the 4s.
Nice rhythm from Blair, really sustainable, powerful,
well, I'm liking
dynamic.
Baylor's catches here seem to be the cleanest of all the crews as they just get the blades right in the water and pressing. Just
look at St. Ignatius Chicago, though. St. Ignatius Chicago was a canvas down. They have drawn even with Blair, and they have a just nice rhythm now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Lots of distance.
I mean, you know, for places 2nd through 3rd at this point, you know.
I mean, maybe a seat,
guess,
maybe a canvas separates them. I mean, maybe.
I mean, Baylor certainly putting down a piece that is quite convincing. We'll see what if this holds or not. Obviously, we've seen some tricky stuff happen so far.
Right. Well, now out of this first 500-meter mark, it's always interesting to see who's making the move.
Yeah.
And Baylor is maintaining their lead. They still have open water on the field.
1, 2, and 3 look like that's going to be a real fist fight.
Oh, yeah.
But don't rule out University and Edgewater. They still have contact, and they're going to have more sheltered conditions through the middle of the course here.
Very true. Particularly the final 300 meters, you get a nice stretch from like 500 to about 200 to go that is tight over there to a little bit of land that sticks out and helps block some of that wind.
Yeah, and here we have, through the center of the race, Baylor still looking great as they are pushing out those strokes.
Iggy Chicago may have taken over 2nd here. Looking a little rough from Baylor. Baylor may be getting a little tight there.
Yeah. Could be getting a little tired. Catches aren't quite as sharp as they were.
Sloppy. I mean, obviously, you're going to see this at this point of the course, right? The course just gets a little rougher, so got to stay calm here, fellas. Stay calm.
I'm curious what their rating is here.
But a really nice rhythm there from St. Ignatius Chicago. Just clean.
Yeah, right.
And that's hard to do with the bucket rig
35
in conditions like this. You've got those 2 oars that are so tight to each other.
Here comes
They've got to
Chicago.
execute.
Here comes Iggy Chicago. Don't look now, right?
Wow.
Don't look now.
Coming to the last 500, they're really pushing now, making a move as Baylor's technique started to fall. Baylor's technique started to fall apart a little bit in that last portion of that last 500, and Ignatius Chicago taking advantage, and we'll see if they can press that advantage in this final 500. Can Baylor push back? And what can Blair do as we come down to the final strokes of this final for the boys junior 4?
Well, they're responding.
Yeah. And St. Ignatius Chicago is climbing the rate ladder right now in around, I'd say, 38.
As I'd guess, too.
Quite
really
a bit of
pushing it.
quite a bit of layback in that Baylor crew there.
There's a
They got to make sure that they get those blades out of the water cleanly here.
I know they just
keep the core engaged. Tapping it down.
Wow, Ignatius Chicago makes an incredible move here.
Really throwing down, making Baylor answer some questions late in the game here.
I know Baylor's going to have to find something deep here.
Yep.
Clean up a rowing and just be aggressive these last 250 because Ignatius Chicago really wants that gold medal. And looks like Baylor is pushing back as they hit the last 250. The coxswain is coxswain. You can see the two coxswains looking over at one another, pushing one another.
Guys. Don't sit up.
Lay down for the love of God.
Keep the center of gravity low.
Please. Your rowers will thank you.
Dead even now. Dead even across these two crews.
Looks like Ignatius Chicago has a slight lead here. And look at those conditions. The blades are just going everywhere.
Ignatius is surging here.
They just got to execute.
Good
what a great race
Still
by
10
Ignatius.
strokes to go.
Oh, man.
What a great last 500 from Ignatius Chicago as they are driving to the finish line.
Just got to hang on.
And
just
Edgewater doing well in that.
Here it is.
And there's Ignatius Chicago for the victory over Baylor. And there's Blair for bronze. What a fantastic 500 meters, last 500 meters from Ignatius Chicago. I mean, a truly fantastic last 500 there.
Haverford coming in fourth.
I mean, they were just able to be a little bit cleaner in these conditions. I mean, it's just, I mean, Baylor had such a good first half, and then about 750 down, Baylor started to get a little bit shaky, and Ignatius Chicago just took advantage of that and really found a little bit better rhythm and just, you know, just had that push. Oof.
Yeah. I mean, stacking up those strokes there, coming into the final 500 where they were building good rhythm, they were building good speed, and that really kind of proved to be the difference maker there for St. Ignatius.
For sure.